My biggest project ever. We traveled to remote islands, met awesome people along the way. We made bad experiences, but also made great experiences. So grab a coffee or a snack, sit back and relax as we're going to tell our story.
It was one of the most adventurous rides in such a long distance. It was cinema.
Das war die schlimmste Überquerung. Das ist die Hauptsache. Jetzt kommt der richtige Part.
All videos will be in English and German, so turn on subtitles if needed.
How do we start this video podcast from our journey to Croatia? I think that is a good starter to ask this question at the beginning because we are
Clueless. We have no idea what we're doing. Yeah. This is New York, by the way. This is
Croatia.
Definitely not in Europe.
Europe would be too.
What's Europe?
I don't know.
Europe would be what?
Too boring.
Too boring. Yeah, because we're
fame now with our channel.
Yeah, we're famous. This is the first video, by the way. Of course, all of this needed a lot of preparation. Going on long distance rides can be extremely dangerous, so we had to take all necessary measures to stay as safe as possible. Like packing a radio, life jackets, chem lights and supplies. Yeah, we planned a lot. Cameras, planning the arrangement, and of course we also needed a suitable ride. After everything was prepared, it was time to leave. But I didn't go alone. Dennis joined the trip, helped me to get everything done, and supplied unique avatar shots of our journey. We bought the ride, modified it.
You modified it, yeah.
Exchanged some parts, added, or what is it called, decals. The trailer. You can't rent a jet ski to go to places like that. And I don't even think you can rent a boat to go to places like that because it's a rather dangerous ride. And
with the boat,
maybe
it's obvious it's dangerous.
If you're trying to rent a small boat with a small motor, they wouldn't allow you to go that far.
Near the coast, you also have to take care of those things. Don't get hit by the rocks, that it's not damaged.
Yeah, because there's no sand. Even if you have small waves, it's very hard to get close to the island without hitting any rocks. Anchor it. You came to my house, and then
I came to you,
and then we picked the jet ski up. We went all the way down to Croatia.
Also, this ride was longer than expected.
Yeah, it's always a long ride, but I like it.
Life ain't perfect, but it's perfect for me. I'm barely turning water. My lungs are filled with doubt. I'm searching for an answer, and I can't see it now. I gotta see, I gotta figure it out. It's bright as gravity. It's always holding me down. That's the shit no more, man, I'm over it. Sometimes I don't wanna give you fair, but that's the point of it. I got all these lemons in my cup, I put some ice in it. And mix the bitters with a sweeter smile. Worry, sorry. It ain't perfect, but it's perfect for me.
When we arrived, I had to sleep some hours.
We recovered from the long ride and headed straight to the Port Authority. First thing that we did when we were ready, we went to Pula to register the ski, and it's crazy expensive, 70 or 80 euro. After that, we were ready. The next step was to
fill up. Forgot to fill up. To juice it up.
Yeah, you're right. To juice it up.
To juice it up was the most expensive part of the whole trip.
Yeah, we had to get fuel a lot of times. Then we refueled the jet and went straight to the boat ramp.
Wenn wir nicht mixen, dann haben wir doch 98.
Okay. It's a 70-liter gas tank. All in all, we had 110-liter gas with us
on the long trips.
That's crazy.
It's not comfortable if you sit in the back.
Yeah. We visited the Lost Bay Beach Bar and went on our first slow ride. To start with the so-called break-in. Every jet ski needs about 5 to 10 hours of relaxed riding to unlock its full potential.
Das nennt man natürliche Sonnencreme. Ich sehe es gar nicht da drin. Doch ein bisschen. Ja.
Guck mal, mach wieder aufs Neue.
Oh, nice. Die Aufkleber sehen gar nicht mehr so scheiße aus. Wie diese Beine. Ziehen ins Wasser fällt. Sogar die Möwen lachen schon über mich. Ich glaube, es ist richtig so.
On the very first ride, I remember saying all the stress, all the pain was worth it. When I hit the throttle, I told you, man, everything was worth it. After going on a short ride, we returned to the boat ramp. At the ramp, we noticed a girl that was obviously posing for pictures and changing outfits in between. And since one of our first video ideas was to take people with us to capture their reaction of the ride, who would be more suitable than someone who's already some kind of influencer? At least that's what we thought.
Hast du Bock mitzufahren?
Ja. Macht sie das auch für Instagram? Instagram jetzt 21.000. Auf YouTube habe ich jetzt noch nicht so viel.
Wir fahren zu dritt zu der Insel.
Okay.
Ich setze ihn da ab,
Okay.
die Drohne angeflogen und dann würden wir einfach ein bisschen rumfahren. Und er versucht eine coole Aufnahme zu machen.
Okay.
She was posing in front of the sea with her phone on a, what is it called?
Stative.
She put her phone in front of her, producing some kind of pictures. I thought she was some kind of Instagram model promoting clothing. She was there with her parents.
With the parents and the dog.
And we asked her, we're seeing you producing some kind of content. We're trying to create videos. I have no idea where this is going to, what the end result will be, but we're trying to create cool videos. Would you ride with us? She wanted to go. We actually also asked her parents if they wanted to go for a ride.
Und wie ist es mit euch? Hättet ihr vielleicht auch Lust darauf? Nee? Schon mal Jetski gefahren?
Ja. Ich sag das nicht.
They were laughing and they didn't want to go, but
It'd be funny.
it would be very funny if they would have joined us.
Yeah.
I think you wouldn't expect people of a little bit higher age to ride on a jet ski, and maybe it would have been their first experience. That would be funny, yeah. Then we took her for a ride and tested everything out. The jet, the avatar, the walkie-talkies. I took you to the island so you could start the drone, so you would have a good spot that's not too far away from the riding area.
It was very close that we turned it over in the water.
Yeah,
It was
like whoa, watch out! And I bet she thought like, what are these idiots doing? They have no idea what they're doing.
yeah.
It's just what happens if you put a bit more weight on one side. Like water comes in and the jet ski is almost turning around. So we dropped you off. You started the drone. To the topic of planning, that's also something you had to do. You had to practice how to fly that drone because you didn't know how to.
It's just an avatar, not a self-built one. And I think for our purpose, it was the best solution.
It's a nice drone. You had DJI care.
Yeah.
We needed that.
Yeah. This FPV journey is like, it's hard work.
How did you practice? How often did you practice?
I didn't practice much because I have like maybe 12, 13 hours in FPV sims. I first got the controller and practiced with it. After those 12, 13 hours, I bought the avatar too. The first 2 or 3 hours were just in easy mode. Yeah, it was pain. I crashed it so many times on the ground. It survived, yeah.
All the
It was
crashes.
grass. It was grass, by the way.
On the
not-
ground, yeah.
But it's
The last crash, it didn't survive.
maybe 5 hours of practice with it, and then we went full mode on Croatia over water, and I was shaky. You can't imagine.
The first time chasing something with the drone, first time over water. Yeah, and then we went out. I saw the drone coming, and we started to ride.
Die Kamera weiß ja nicht, was sie gefühlt hat, sag ich dir ehrlich. Wo ist sie hin? Wie viele Aufnahmen kriegt sie so hin, denkst du? Mit so einem Flug mit der Drohne? Ich fand's cool. Ja.
Most of the time, she was like really serious. I remember asking her, "What's up with you? What's wrong with you?
Nothing.
Are you in a bad mood?" And then she just told me something like she's used to more excitement, whatever that means. And she also knows how it feels to ride the jet skis, so it wasn't that crazy experience. There was some moments where she was laughing, and you could see she was having fun, but most of the time she was very serious. After the ride, I found out that she was an OF model, and honestly, I don't want to support that. Don't get me wrong, she's a very nice person and I'm wishing her all the best, but I don't like this whole movement of exploiting lust. I hope that she'll be doing fine without it in the future. Maybe she already is, because I couldn't find her socials anywhere when editing this video. Turns out, she's a rich OnlyFans model.
Now I remember, she didn't told you at the first time that she was making OnlyFans, right? She
I didn't know.
She made Instagram and YouTube.
Yes.
And then you went to, when we came back, and I talked with her, and then she told me she's doing OnlyFans.
My problem with all of it is, from the video creating perspective, I guess it's a good thing. Clickbait type of things.
Yeah.
From another perspective, I don't want to support this kind of content. Not because I have a problem with her, but because I have a problem with this whole OnlyFans thing. I don't know what we're going to show of the whole ride. I think those people are harming themselves. Maybe not in that moment, and maybe the financial gain is too good to question anything about it. But I think in the long term, it's going to harm them. People supporting that, people putting money into OnlyFans are miserable. Doing that will make them even more sad. Hope in the end she will find Jesus. What can I say? I don't know what we're going to show.
But the GoPro shots were not worth it, because it also was just testing. Not really that good. But also the drone shots were very exposed. The exposure was too high, yeah.
I think we can...
It's part of the journey, right?
It's part of the journey.
So what?
We're noobs. We don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
I think we can save them. Although the avatar shots were heavily overexposed, I think they turned out pretty good. After the ride, we went to the Lost Bay Beach Bar, took coffee or something like that. Shout out to Lost Bay Beach Bar.
Best beach bar in the world.
Best beach bar in Croatia. Just the fact that I liked going on tours and seeing those remote islands, people that live there, was so much more interesting than just trying to get a good reaction out of someone to get content. I know that people are reacting, and if it's attractive people reacting, that's supposed to be good content. I think people like watching that, but I think it's so much more beneficial to experience the long rides, the dangerous rides, and the remote islands, and the people there, and the cities there, the villages there. I think there's so much more in it, so I like that better in the end. The next day we went on the first small exploring trip down the coast to look for new boat ramps, interesting places, and maybe more people to take with us. And what we found was a beautiful landing stage and something that looked like a ship graveyard. We wanted to explore and find a new boat ramp, but what we did find was a really nice spot with a sunken ship, old, broken ships, and we just had to take some really cool shots of that. There's a lot of stuff that looks like it's just left behind.
Yeah.
Someone put it there and then never thought about it again.
Yeah.
I remember there was this sunken ship. When we were driving over it. I recognized that there's something going really deep beneath the jet ski, but I was unsure what it was. I remember I told you, like, check it out with the drone, and then you could see it. Riding over it, you could only see the mast, whatever that is. On the footage, you could see the big ship just laying on the ground.
Be interesting if we had a diving license, diving gear to go down there and explore it.
You don't need diving gear to explore that. That's a really great idea. A snorkeling kit and then maybe some diving practice a few meters down.
Yeah.
So you can see better. I wonder if that's a diving spot for tourist divers. We should ask Vedran, the diver.
Vedran.
The next day we went on our first long trip to a remote island, but explaining all that would be too much for this episode, so check out next episode if you like. Much love.
I'm barely treading water. My lungs are filled with doubt. I'm searching for an answer, and I can't see it now. I gotta see, I gotta figure it out. As bright as gravity, it's always holding me down. Can't trust this shit no more, man, I'm over it. Sometimes I don't wanna give you fair, but that's the point of it. I got all these lemons in my cup, I put some ice in it, and mix the bitters with a sweeter smile. Worry, sorry, it ain't perfect, but it's perfect for me.